For my research project, I wanted to tackle something that is important to me and what I wanted to answer. The question is, how can people change the way they react to stress? With me in the line of work that I do and just being a college student with a lot of activities and a lot of responsibility, stress is it's a constant in anyone's life, really. So I wanted to find this answer out for myself, so I decided to research this topic, and I hope everyone appreciates the results. First off, why does this matter to me? I'm a journalism major. I do a lot of extracurricular activities. Q30 Television and the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network on campus are two organizations that I pour a lot of time and effort to. And although I love it and I love doing what I do and it's what I want to do for a career, it always causes stress. That's inevitable in this line of work. The environments I work in are high leverage and always live. There's no room for mistakes. Whether I'm doing a broadcast for a game or I'm in the control room for a live television show, whatever I do, if I do something wrong, it'll be broadcasted to multiple people that are watching, and in some cases hundreds. So I really have to be on my A game, and there's always going to be stress involved with that, but that is part of the job that I love, to overcome that stress. And also, managing your stress can lead to a happier and more well-rounded lifestyle. I've been trying to work on myself lately, and I'll get to that a little more in the slides. And this is a question I've always wanted to answer myself, as I addressed earlier. First off, an overview of how most people react to stress. Pain, anger, unhealthy eating, or overeating, crying, negativity, and depression. Based on my research, those seem to be the 6 lingering factors, so we'll delve into a little bit of each of them. A lot of people clench parts of their body and develop muscle tension, which can lead to pain in all parts of the body. Just think about when you're stressed about something and you'll clench your fist or you'll hit your knee. Everyone has their nervous tics or stress tics, and you can injure yourself doing it. And that's how some people react to stress in the immediate future or the immediate moment. Anger, pressure can lead to a short temper and arguments with others. When I'm stressed out, even I lose a video game against one of my friends, I'll be angry and I'll snap on someone else who asked me a question about homework or something that has nothing to do with it. I'll just be so stressed and angry based on the situation. So that's just my instant reaction. Unhealthy eating or overeating. Stress can make you eat while you're not hungry, and then if you're not hungry and you're not exercising, you can gain weight under stress. For example, if you're stressed out for an entire week and you just say to yourself, I'm going to eat ice cream, and I'm going to eat cookies, and I'm going to eat everything just to make myself feel better, and you're not doing anything to improve your body, that is not a great way to react to stress, because then you'll get stressed that you're gaining weight or whatever the case may be. Crying is something that not many people plan to do when they're stressed out. Some people designate time to cry, but I wouldn't say that's a common occurrence. It can lead to isolating yourself because you'll be in your room upset about something, and then you can just start crying without warning and become more delicate. And there's nothing wrong with being delicate, especially with being emotionally intelligent, but you need to figure out ways to get before that breaking point. Negativity. When you're stressed out, you always are negative about things. It's human nature. It's common. You expect the worst or think something is actually not as great as it is. You're under immense stress. You're under immense pressure. It makes sense to be negative. And lastly, depression. Stress can lead to depression, or it can be a factor as long as anxiety and other things. Avoiding the issue can lead to anxiety and depression, but it's all individual based. And some people react to stress by rising up to it, but a lot of people, which is kind of the essence of this PowerPoint, really need to figure out ways to combat that stress and have really, really good moments in life, even in times of difficulty. How can anyone react better to stress? So first things first, the absolute first thing you have to do is identify what's causing you that stress. Where is your main source of stress coming from? It can come from your schoolwork. You're having trouble at home with your parents. Your personality leans towards being stressed, and you're a type A personality who wants everything a certain way. Outside events, if you're having a relationship issue or a friend problem, or you're just stressed out in the workplace or have an assignment due, whatever it may be, you have to determine where it's coming from. Is it coming from more than one place? And before you can take measures to stop the stress or lower the stress and be happier, you have to figure out where it's coming from. You have to be honest with yourself if you're causing the stress or it's something that you can't control. One thing in my research that I thought was really cool, which I didn't know personally, was using the A method for stress management. Avoid, alter, adapt, accept. You need to avoid taking on too much, know your limit in everything, no matter what the assignment is. Just think about your daily schedule. If you're doing too many activities and you don't have enough time for homework or you're going to be even stressed out. And when you finish one thing, it won't matter because you know that there's something else that you have to do. And also avoid people who stress you out. If it's your boss or it's at work, take the time to not spend as much time with them as you need to, but just spend time wisely with people you love and care about. That'll relax your nerves, and we'll get into that a little more in terms of making real life connections. You need to alter how you express your feelings when stress starts to kick in, and also the way you create a schedule. Balance is key, like I talked about. You need time for yourself, and if you feel too stressed out because you're involved in too many student organizations in college, you need to either cut down or do a little less or focus on one, because you are the most important person in your life, and everything will work itself out. That's what I like to say to myself in times of stress, and it's gonna find a way to work. You need to adapt your perspective on certain situations. There are always positives. Whether you're stressed out at tests, quizzes, projects, whatever it may be, just know that at the end of the tunnel, it's going to get better. Just think maybe tomorrow you won't have it to do anymore and you'll be less stressed. There's always a positive way to think, and being a positive thinker really just helps in terms of being emotionally intelligent with your friends, and when they're down in the dumps, and you can really lift them up by being that positive role model. Adapt or refocus your time and energy. This correlates with the points in avoid and alter. You need to focus on what's important to you, what matters most, because that's really where you're going to make your bread and butter in life. And accept. There are things you cannot change, so regrouping quickly in response is your best option. You need to share your feelings with someone just to make it better for yourself. It feels really good to vent. Another tip, get a little exercise in, because everything makes a difference. Let's get some science in here. Exercise releases endorphins, which is supposed to relieve stress and pain and can distract you from what was stressing you out. So it's really important to do exercise. And I'm not saying go to the gym every day. I don't have time to go to the gym 5 days a week. I told myself I would do it in the summer, but that's not the case. Simple tricks that I found that I think are really good ideas. When you're, for example, you're driving to Quinnipiac University, park at the back of North Lot, so you have to walk all the way to the School of Communications or all the way to the College of Arts and Sciences. That way you're parking your car away as far as possible, and you're driving there, but you're still getting in that little exercise by walking. You can use the stairs at work rather than an elevator, just some simple tips and tricks. Making real-life connections. And this is so important in all facets of life. When you're stressed out, not stressed out. We do so much on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media, even Snapchat. You need to spend quality time with emotionally intelligent people that makes you feel understood, that make you feel safe, that you love being around. Because you can't get everything that you want in life from your Xbox or your PlayStation. You need that real interpersonal connection, and when you spend time and when you talk to people about your problems and your emotions, it really does lift a weight or proverbial weight off your shoulders. As long as they listen to you and let you speak, they don't have to be the best listeners or the most emotionally intelligent person. They just have to be emotionally intelligent enough to let you speak and let you just talk about what's on your mind. That'll make you feel safe venting to them. And no matter what they do with that information, you're getting weight off your shoulders. And what's the worst thing that happens? Even if that doesn't help, you've improved your emotional intelligence and you strengthened a bond between you and someone that matters to you. And that's really what life is about, just the people you care about. Arguably the most important aspect, make time for yourself. A major cause of stress is when you do so many things and you forget to focus on yourself. This is me this week. I have this project to do. I have a capstone assignment due on Friday. I have some internship things to focus on. It's just so much is going through my head right now. I also worked today all afternoon, got out at 5 p.m. I need more time to myself. It just is what it is. Taking care of myself should be a must. And today I didn't have time to carve out and do it, but I need to start doing that. Every single day you find one thing you enjoy and just spend 30 minutes doing it. For me, usually to watching soccer or any YouTube videos about sports I like, and just sitting in my bed reading articles about my favorite sports teams, because I consume sports media and I just find it so fascinating. Prioritizing is extremely important because we're college students, we're active, we have so many events and things to take care of. Got to prioritize. Got to put in order. This is one of my professors, one of my journalism professors, gave me this thing called 10 to 1. And 10 means go all the way to the wall for things you care about. For things that don't mean as much to you, delegate. Be responsible. Let someone else do them. This will cause you to care the most about what matters the most. You can't overcommit yourself. It's always a problem that people face. But the worst thing that happens when you don't overcommit yourself and have a light schedule, you get more time to yourself. And this is what I do every night. Before I go to bed, I grab my notes section of my phone. I write out what needs to get done in the next day in the order of importance for those activities. The project was the first most important thing for me to get done because I had to finish my capstone project by Friday, so I wanted to get that out of the way, and I was able to do so. Lastly, when it comes to stress, relieve your stressors the moment they come up. Sometimes in the worst situations, they can attack you. In the worst moments, what I do, you just got to take a deep breath and tell yourself everything will work out because, it usually does. It usually does. Listen to your favorite song, chew a piece of gum, think of a pet. Other things I found, play your favorite song. Anything you can do to focus yourself and be happy is the best possible thing you can do in that scenario. Here's my works cited page. Thank you for listening, guys. I really hope that this helped you when you're stressed out. What can you do to react to the stress that makes you feel more positive and a more happy mindset?